There are days where everything is all mapped out and goes according to plan. Then there's days like today. Hi, Brian from Airflow Music here. Welcome back once again. This is day 8 of our Go Practice Daily series. Now, straight off the bat here, I should say that I originally had a very different video planned today. In fact, I had a very different video filmed today. And then I discovered as I came to edit this evening that there was a fault with the microphone and I had no audio on the video. So I recorded a whole big old segment. If you remember yesterday's video, the question of the day was on breathing, and I was intending to elaborate more about breathing and methods for breathing, and I did this at some great length on the video I recorded this morning, which has no audio, which is really irritating. And unfortunately, as I'm sitting here now, it's 8:30 in the evening. I've just recorded or re-recorded the playing segments of this video before it gets too late to make a lot of noise here in the apartment. And so I'm getting to the speaking parts now. So the video about breathing will be coming. So yesterday's question of the day remains active because a handful of you responded, but not everybody had a chance yet. So please let me know if there's anything you particularly lean on or think about in terms of breathing, getting ready to play the trumpet. Okay? That's what I'd like to know about in the comments. Please leave me a comment down below. And then in another day or two, when I have the opportunity, I will remake the video I filmed today. Unfortunately, time has beaten me for right now because I have to get this edited and uploaded and all of this stuff in time for tomorrow morning. And tomorrow is also a busy day. Anyway, so let's get into exercise 1. We're doing set 2. This is exercise 1. If you haven't gotten set 2 yet, then you will find the link in the description below to find the download over at the Airflow Music online store. Okay, you can go find it over there and we'll get into it. Exercise 1 as ever. This is the stability exercise. We are going at 60 beats a minute. We're looking to play in time, so we are tapping our foot and subdividing the beat. Breath starting the first note of each phrase and then slowing through to the rest. On the rest bar, I am breathing out in time for 2 beats and in time for 2 beats before we get on to the next one. Okay, so a little bit hurried in this video, but let's get this done. And here's exercise 1. Okay, so exercise 1 there. This was my second spin through it, and when I played it this morning, I had a great time with it. I was really focusing on breathing, everything was working really well. I then taught a couple lessons, did a remote recording session, kind of messed my face up just a little bit, playing some stuff, laying some trumpet parts, and re-recording it, not only re-recording it later in the day after a heavy workload, but then also trying to keep it really extra soft because I'm playing open horn later than I should be in the apartment here. Not my best effort, but for the reasons I've just detailed, that's what it is. Those are the cards I'm dealt today. Because of a technical mishap and my own idiocy, then that's what we're dealing with. So, bit of a rough one from me today. I hope you're having a better time with it. Tomorrow will be another day, and as you can probably tell, I'm just a little bit over this for today. I'm irritated that I messed it up so badly. So, let's crack on straight to exercise 2. Okay, we're sticking with the same things we've been doing. This is 80 beats a minute. It's the new extended pattern, so it's 3 bars of eighth notes. So we're playing first bar slurred, second bar tongued, third bar split between slurred and tongued, 2 beats each. Okay, whole note followed by 2 bars rest, and in the 2 bars rest, please get the horn off your chops and reset. We're not playing this one long setting. Okay, so with that, let's get into exercise 2. Okay, so there's exercise 2. Once again, not my finest effort. I was feeling really good about it when I played it earlier as well. So, once again, tomorrow is another day. I'll get through this and we'll get this thing done. Okay? So, not my best effort today, but sometimes these things happen. So, how are you making out with this? How's it going? I'm always interested to hear from you. I'm sorry this is all a little bit hurried and a little bit rushed today in this refilmed version of this video. So once again, my apologies for that. But if you have any other questions or comments about how it's going for you, then I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. And I will either address them right there in the comments or in tomorrow's video, or probably the day after, because I have to film early tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, this has been a frustrating mess today, and I'm sorry for that. Let's close the book on this one, and tomorrow will be another day. Okay? So, have a great rest of your day. I hope you fare better than I did. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Until then, go practice.